My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is in a connection, probably a committed connection with the Lovers card, but with the Fool joining it in the reverse. This is like a, oops, why did I pursue this person, or why did I agree to get into a relationship or move in with this person? So we have some frustration and a little bit of pensive energy because this person's trying to figure out what they can do to get out of this relationship or what they can do to deal with this situation. But it's kind of feeling like they're a little bit, I kind of want to use the word inept. They don't seem to know how to handle it. Let's call on spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day. If you're interested in a personal reading, my email address is in the description box. It's wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. And right below that, you can also find out how to become a member of the channel in case you're looking for more shorts, videos, or live streams. Let's dive in with the situations deck. We might see the gossip card, or even reference to somebody who is stepping out on the relationship, but definitely have some discontented energy in this connection. Yeah, this is somebody who's wishing that they were single. They feel like they do have emotions for this person, because we do have the emotions card coming out. But there's some element here where they miss being able to do things on their own. For some of you, you may have children with this individual. Otherwise, this is, we've been together for such a long time. I don't really know what it would be like if I wasn't with this person. Forbidden love or tragedy in the reverse, and grip interlude. We could have somebody who's waiting until a child gets to be a certain age. We could have somebody that feels like the love that they actually feel for their partner is enough to make them stick around, but it's more of like a platonic love, or, we've been through a lot, right? Hey, Sassy Time, how are you? Hello, Arvind. How's your day? Hello, Adam. What's going on? If you're asking to be a moderator, I'm a little picky with that. So we've got telepathic dreams and songs. This is somebody who's getting messages about what they should be doing, but I feel like they're ignoring those messages for whatever reason, probably because it's encouraging them to change their life, and they seem to be more comfortable procrastinating on that. Hello, Lisha. How are you doing? Aw, Adam, come on. You know begging ain't a good look. Hello, Nikita. How are you doing? Hello, Franklin. So we have death. This is the Marigold Tarot, by the way. The Queen of Rings or the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Rings or the Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Rings in the reverse. So I know that you've tried to change, or I know that we've tried to find a way to make it work, and I've tried to be loyal. Queen of Pentacles, there could also be some concerns over finances that keep this person a little bit stuck. But when it comes to their long-term intentions or sticking out with this relationship, the Three of Rings in the reverse says, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore. I don't know if I want to be associated with it. I don't know if I want to be like connected to you like that anymore. Hey, Gary, how are you doing? Hello, Artie, how are you? Thank you, Lisha. Hello, Rohini. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Two of Cups in the reverse. I do think there's a loss of physical attraction, or we could be dealing with a dead bedroom. This feels like roommates versus people who love each other. And that's why this person has been thinking about whether or not they should do something, thinking about whether or not it's time to move forward. Pretty accurate, Danny. How's it going, Joseph? Hello, Lucas. Scotty, don't be trying to get possessive of me. We've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Wands. I think this is somebody who's going to have the conversation. I think, you know, after years or at least months of delaying or avoiding this conversation, I think we have somebody that's stepping up and saying, hey, I don't know if you're happy. It doesn't seem like you are. I'm not as happy as I think I could be. Maybe we just need to see how things go without each other, or maybe we need to go to therapy, you know? Hello, Landon. How are you? Hello, Key Controller. Artie, do me a favor and stop repeating the same thing, please. If we get to $15 in tips, I will take personal questions at the end. So feel free to contribute, and thank you for liking the video. Hello, is it Yatin? So there's a conversation that happens, and I feel like it puts their partner in a bit of a strange place because they don't know what to do. Like, I see why you're saying what you're saying. It does kind of feel more like we are roommates than anything else, but this is what I've known for a long time. Knight of Rings or Knight of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and the Empress. I think we've got somebody who says, let's do what we can. Let's try out therapy. Let's give it the old college try, right? But if it ends up being that we can't make it work, then we should invest in our abilities to build something new. Go our separate ways. This is the Noisy Tarot. That's okay, Danny. You don't have to believe it, but please be respectful in the live chat. Hello, Rosebud. How are you doing? Hello, is it Sadri? I hope I said that right. Hello, Caleb. No me voy al infierno. Tú puedes creer lo que quieras. Y posiblemente no es el canal, la canal, para usted. No. See, Danny, you're making a judgment based on very little information. I work very hard because I care about my collective. So be nice, or I'm going to put you, I might block you entirely, but I might time you out. And anybody who is blowing up the live chat with repetitive stuff, I will put you in a timeout. Hello, Grey Wolf. Hello, Callie Girl. How you doing? What else? Yeah, see? I'm protected. Temperance. This is about trying to see if there is still something here, right? Can we fix what has caused the erosion in our relationship, or is it too far gone? There are repeated behaviors or patterns of behavior that has caused a bit of a falling out. Wheel of Fortune, Six of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and King of Pentacles. To be honest, I feel like there's actually a decent chance this can get turned around. I've made a mistake, or we've each made our, but I see a mediator helping the two of you understand what's going on, encouraging more considerate behavior. Perhaps there's an apology or two. I don't feel like it's one-sided. I feel like it's two people who want to make things work. And with the King of Pentacles, there seems to be a shift in terms of what each person is offering to make it seem like more of a stable connection. Well, Well, I hope you can figure that one out, hun. Hello, Matesh. Hello, who's up? How are you? I don't know what you're trying to say, Thor, but I hope you're being kind. Hello, Rubber Duck. Hello, James. What's up? So we've got Justice. I think this is about resolving things that have been a bit unhealed or problematic for a long time. Possibly because of therapy, possibly because you're working through those things that have been problematic, that have kind of piled up like laundry, right? So addressing the fears, perhaps there's a fear of abandonment or rejection. Still don't really know what you're trying to say, Thor, but let's just be respectful. Hello, Ghost. Hello, Diana. How's it going? Hanged Man in the reverse and the Hermit in the reverse. So perspectives are given the opportunity to change. If I've only ever seen you in this light, or if I lost my respect for you, or if it felt like the spark or the magic was gone as far as that physical attraction, what can be done to address those things? This feels to me like an outside party, probably a therapist, possibly a good friend, who's saying, look, there's still a lot that can be salvaged here. We just have to work on the things that have piled up over time. We just have to talk through the anger, right? Hello, Derek. How are you doing? Thank you. ¿Desde qué? Colombia. Let's see if I can say this the right way. Cuando yo estaba en colegio, yo tenía una mujer que nos, ¿cómo se dice? Que vivía con nosotros como estudiante de otro país, like exchange student, de Medellín. Thor, no, I'm putting you in a timeout, man. We've talked about this. You over here trying to know who I am as a person through the readings that I do for other people. And I'm not a fan. I'm here to give messages to people to make change within their own life. Use that as inspiration to be happier because that's what I want for you. But if you try to use that to see things that don't exist between the two of us, then no, I'll put you in a timeout. Hello, Laura. Hello, Omar. How's it going? Oh. All right, well, good luck finding something that's a little bit better for you. The good news is, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. So we've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, kind of like when someone tells you you could go to a different YouTube channel. And the Four of Wands. So this is talking about being able to address the things that made it difficult in this relationship. The Three of Pentacles in the reverse could suggest that this is about not looking for what your partner has done wrong all of the time. Because this Three of Pentacles has somebody with a flashlight. They're investigating those two people. And I feel like this is a mediator saying, you can make this relationship work, but we have to stop being like versus each other, right? We have to look at things as we are a team instead. It's true. Hello, Tina. How are you doing? Hello, Jaybird. Welcome. Hello, Tapian. Not sure what you're saying, but okay. Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Page of Wands. So we have change that is quick moving because there is this mediator. There is this person that's saying, okay, so let's put to rest, or let's put behind us the arguments of the past so that they don't keep resurfacing. Let's let go of the things that make an argument more likely. Let's resolve those things. Put a pin in it if you want, but only if it's constructive, right? We're not going to just keep slinging things at each other in arguments so that we feel like we won. We need to actually address the things that are problematic. Talk about the things that need to be talked about instead of just trying to win, right? This is the Edgar Allan Poe. Hello, Chris. I hope you find a better situation. That's all right, Danielle. I can handle it. Hello, Crystal. How are you doing? I hope you have a good day. Five of Swords, the Emperor, and Temperance in the reverse. So there are issues that this therapist or this friend identifies that had led to a breakdown in your relationship countless times, and has identified this is the thing that we can change. This is the thing that we can improve upon or do better, right? Hey, Wilfred, I hope you have a better day. Hello, Donna. How are you doing? If we get to $15 in tips, I will do personal questions at the end. Ace of Wands and the Hanged Man. World in the reverse. So even though it gets down to a pretty difficult situation between these two, there is something that brings it back to life. And I do love to see readings like this. I know not everyone is wanting to salvage a relationship, but when you really are looking to do that, it's good to know that there is this possibility of addressing the problems that have made it feel less like a loving relationship and more of an obligation. But with the World in the reverse, this is like, no, this isn't like something that you just toss out, right? We have history, we have real love there, we've built a life together, so we can address these issues. So that self-sabotage or that habit of blaming each other or letting things get out of hand, that's what's being addressed. What has caused the erosion? Let's deal with that. Let's air out the grievances and then forgive and move on. So it's a lot of healing energy because of this person who's helping both of you look at it from a different perspective. Thank you, Daniel. Good for you, Jaybird. Yeah, sometimes it's just time to be quiet with that, right? Four of Cups. Well, that makes sense. The Four of Cups is, I think, the only card that I have that literally shows somebody that is talking to a therapist. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate you too. So we've got the King of Cups and this Four of Cups. I was close to wanting to ending this relationship. I was close to walking away. But the truth is, I wasn't quite ready yet, and if I'm able to salvage it, that's what I want to do. This is the Kipper. I don't know if I'd be able to find it, Joe. I hope at least a few of you got that joke before I had to delete that person. Hello, Andrea. How are you doing? All right, Kipper, what do we got? Someone was thinking about moving out or already had. We might have had some issues in terms of health that complicated matters or revealed some issues in terms of, do I feel like I can trust you, or do I feel like you actually care about me? There were problems here to do with like the house, the living situation, and health that exacerbated the relationship issues or created more things over which to argue. And that's what has caused this courtship to kind of get to the brink, right? Where we have to really put forth some effort if we want to save it. Thank you, Andrea. Of course I do, Bobby. How's your day going? Hello, Logan. I hope you're having a good day. Let's keep in mind that what I'm doing, I think I have actually answered a question for you, but please don't get demanding or entitled about it, okay? Hello, Justin. Hello, James. How are you doing? So we have message of concern, marriage in the reverse, and community in the reverse. The message of concern is clarifying the house in the reverse. So this is when somebody makes a mention or argues that maybe it really is time to no longer live together. That's when somebody says, okay, well then I guess we really need to figure out, are we going to stay together or is it over? Because the community card is in the reverse, it does feel to me like we might have friends or family that have been starting to advise these two that maybe it's time for a divorce. Maybe it's time to let go of this relationship. Thank you, James. Hello, Shane. How are you doing? I love me. Self-worth. You are not being valued in this connection. Consider moving on. But there is still this friendship. Just friends, better off as friends. So this is what I feel other people have been saying. You're not getting what you deserve out of this connection, so I think it's time for you to just choose to be single. Hello, Ariel. Wait, Ariel or Ariel? You tell me. I think more commonly it's Ariel, right? Oh, I'm so happy to see this card. So we did have somebody that was not being fully honest about what they were getting into. Maybe they were going out and not expressing, you know, where they were going or not being honest about who they were seeing. But we do have healing going on within this relationship. I know it flips the cards for you. It says healing wounds within the relationship. So yes, we got to the point where maybe it felt like we were just roommates or we were just kind of stuck with each other, but we're able to deal with those things that created those problems and actually like be happy again. It's true. You too, Shane. Yes, exactly. This is what's the news. Puzzled, confused, perplexed, conflicted. Everybody's telling me to end this relationship, or everyone's saying that maybe we're just better off as friends, or it doesn't seem to be like we get along the way we should. But there's still something that makes these two want to give it a serious effort before they end the relationship. Yes, there is some sort of gossip that's been going around. So this could be why we have to have an apology, right? You know, as things were getting difficult in the relationship, I started to spend time with people that I shouldn't have, or maybe I had like an emotional affair partner. This is like, we need to like air this stuff out and address the core of what happened there, right? Thanks. Nice try, Chris. Y'all are crazy. And you've got Lipstick evidence, infidelity, caught cheating, betrayal. I think somebody got caught cheating or somebody was about to cheat. They were, you know, spending time where they shouldn't and things got a little bit too tempting. But I do think that there is a decision to distance themselves from that. So yes, I got tempted. Yes, maybe I did something I shouldn't have, but I realize now that's not what I want to be. That's not what I want to do. So I do feel like this brick wall that used to be between the two people that were in the relationship has now moved over to the other side. And it's like, I want to build with you. I'm not going to be looking externally for that validation or for that love, right? Hello, Cozy Cat. How are you doing? You do ASMR? I've got a link in my description box for my second channel. I do not post there nearly as often, but it's where I just read my favorite books. So you might like that. Frenemy, Detective, and Fuego. All right, so one of the louder voices in this situation is a friend who is not really a very good friend. This is somebody who has hidden intentions. So we could be talking about someone else who got a divorce, who sees that your relationship isn't doing very well, and they're like, maybe I could get myself a little wing woman, a little wingman. You know, if you go through a divorce at the same time, then we can go through this whole like dating thing at the same time, right? There's someone giving advice that should not be trusted because they have their own like motivations, right? Their own like ulterior plan. So they've been looking for dirt to justify the end of this relationship, not realizing that you're actually bringing things back, that you're working on this relationship. Thank you, Cozy Cat. RBT, I'm going to need you to stop repeating the same message. I will put you in a timeout or block you. I'm also going to just go ahead and say, you can't even say like hi. Hello, stranger on the internet. Tell me about my life. Oh, I hope that goes well, Laura. This is the Love Oracle. Silence, frozen, no words, stonewall. And we did have that with the brick wall over here, right? So there was a breakdown in communication that probably did lead to or happened around the same time as somebody thinking about or actually pursuing a sordid affair. Silence and shallow, hollow, empty boredom. I think we've got someone saying, I'm sorry that I was looking for attention from other people. I felt like my life didn't really have any excitement. It's a routine that repeats every single day, and I work hard and I try to be a good person, but I needed something more exciting. They're apologizing and expressing, this is why this happened. I know it's not right, but this is why. Oh my Lord. Deuces. I'm sorry, I won't do that thing. Literally 5 seconds later, you do the thing? Bruh. It's all right, Andrea. If we get to $15 in tips, then I will do personal questions for you. Hello, Dana. How are you doing? Escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away. Running, ghosting, disappearing, and invisible. I really feel like the biggest lesson here is instead of running away from the problems, instead of avoiding that conversation, instead of putting up that wall between you and your partner, we need to actually just talk through those issues. And for once, they're not running away. For once, this is somebody who's really motivated to figure out, can we save this, right? Hello, Bo. How are you doing? What else do we have? Bitterness, resentment, anger, hurtful words. How can I love you when you talk to me that way? How can I feel like this is a happy relationship when you don't talk to me? How come I always have to chase you down? How come every time we have a conversation, it ends in an argument? Because there are feelings that need to be talked about. So addressing these issues with perhaps a therapist assisting, or at least addressing those things that needed to be talked about, is generating a shift, is causing the energy to move. So it's not just stuck, right? Intuition, heart song, telepathy, inner knowing, nourish, self-growth, self-focused, soul finding, and clinging, holding on, obsessing, and spying. So I do think the healing is helping somebody better understand themselves as well as better understand their partner. And now they can see that maybe they were making things a little bit worse, trying to spy or trying to approach things in kind of a passive way. Osprey, all due respect, this is the Lord's work. So go read the Bible. You all have to learn how to figure out, is somebody coming from a place of love or coming from a place of hate? That's going to tell you whether or not we got that angel energy or that devil energy. If you can look and see that somebody is out to compete with a lot of people, they're jealous, or they talk a lot of crap, maybe they're gossiping all the time, that's how you can tell that you've got some issues in terms of what you're actually bringing to the planet, how you're interacting with other people. I think that's a good thing, right, TRD? Or should I say TR drums? Sorry. Hello, Jamie. You might want to read it again. And also look into how the tarot was created. It's based on the Italian papal court. Hello, Christian. How are you doing? Oh, there's a title and everything, honey. It's about a relationship that is coming back from a place where people really thought that maybe they needed to end this marriage or end this relationship. But now we're starting to realize this was just how they felt because they were avoiding the conversations that needed to be had. And now, because we have people that are being honest, they're talking through those feelings, they are apologizing for the things that happened. There's progress. Now it seems like they could actually salvage this relationship. All right, what else do we have? The Lovers in the reverse, the Two of Swords in the reverse, and the Six of Swords. I love this. This is so beautiful. We've got somebody who's saying, I was ready to end this relationship. I was ready to walk away. I didn't think there was anything we could do to salvage it. I wasn't going to choose you. Because the Lovers is not just about soulmates. The Lovers is about making a big choice. And this is a big choice. If we've built a life together and I just throw that away without trying to fix things, that's a bit inadvisable, right? So we've got someone who decides, I know what I'm going to do. I really do want to salvage this and I want to save it. Hello, Maximilian. Hello, Zhao. How are you? Hello. Is it Rio Berry? Nandita. Thank you for liking the video, first of all. And if you contribute to the tips, we just need to get to $15 in order to have personal questions at the end of this reading. No. Hello, Chris. How's it going? Nandita, I'm putting you in a timeout. It's only 5 minutes long, but if you repeat your question over and over again, I will just block you from the channel. Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. I think the letter L could be important. There is finally clarity after we've had a lot of lies or secrecy, right? I didn't feel like I could tell you this. I didn't feel comfortable to be honest, but this is what is really going on, or this is how I actually feel. All due respect, Jamie, if you actually believe in being loving, which is what Jesus taught, then you are kind to the worst of all the people, right? And it also told you not to judge people. So I encourage you to use your religious beliefs to be kind to others instead of looking for reasons to judge people that you don't know anything about. Hello, Omni. How are you doing? Oh, hateful. Okay, see, that is exactly what I'm talking about. If you use your religion to try to judge people or make them fear hell, that's coming from the wrong place. If you're actually looking to talk to people about religion, use love. Just saying. Also, there's my cross. So leave me alone. We've got Hanged Man and the Wheel of Fortune. So it was looking pretty sketch. It was looking like I wasn't going to be able to save this relationship. It was looking like maybe we couldn't actually salvage this until we decided, let's change our behavior. Let's do something that we haven't tried yet. Let's talk through the arguments. Let's talk through the problems that we've had, and maybe we can actually fix this. Queen of Swords, that truth and that ability to air those grievances is what saves the relationship. Hello, Soil. Hello, Zhao. If we get to $15 in tips, then I will take personal questions. Let's get a few from the untold messages of the heart. Hello, Kizzy. I hope I'm saying that correct. How are you? You can ask it. I may answer, I may not. Hello, Crow. How are you doing? Hello, Sid. Thank you, Stratford. How are you doing? So we have absence. As more time passes by, I feel a deeper void without you in my life. That's the thing, is sometimes you can feel so distant from somebody, even though you might be sitting next to them on the couch, even though you might fall asleep next to them every night. This is a sense of a partnership or a romance that after a period of time, it just felt empty. It felt like I couldn't talk to you about the things that I was excited about, or I couldn't talk to you about the things that I was worried about. So that distance started to grow, even though proximity wasn't a concern. It was that emotional distance, right? Yes, Zhao. Because I don't always need the cards, you know? Oh, that is too funny. So right now it smells like iced berry lemonade. But I almost always have white candles. So vanilla is very often the smell. Thank you, TR. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate you so very much. I'm ready to take a leap of faith and risk it all for you. So I know we were getting ready to walk away from this relationship. I know we were thinking, you know what? We're not actually in love anymore. Or I just don't know if I feel that same way. Nope, that's all right. I really do want to give it all that I can. Because if I try to think about living without you, or if I try to imagine a life that doesn't include your laugh, or where I don't get to, hear your stupid jokes, they start realizing just how sad they might actually get if this relationship were to end. I know what you mean, Zhao. You're right, TR, but guess what? So am I. We call it whack-a-mole on my channel, and I'm pretty good at it. Hello, Mike. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Interesting name, and I did actually know somebody with that same name, but he changed his first name to Zeb, which is kind of a cool name. You are the one, the only one. I know the clock is ticking for us. Won't you wait for me? I know it got crazy. I know that we were kind of at each other's throats, or we didn't see eye to eye, or maybe you stepped out, or maybe I stepped out. But what really matters is we both want to make this work, and I can't imagine my life without you. Hello, Luis. How are you doing? Hello, Mitchell. Hello, Gokul. Yeah. Kizu, make sure you like the reading, and if we get to $15 in tips, then I will do a personal question for folks. Let's see. Mistake, I made the wrong turn, and honestly, the grass wasn't greener over there. This is that third party, even if it was just an emotional affair. I know for some of you, that's like, what do you mean just? That's a problem. You got to make up your own rules. You got to make up your own standards. But this is saying, I had issues with finances. I didn't feel like our relationship was on good terms, and I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done it. But this is somebody who is doing the work, wanting to invest in therapy or conversations, or invest in getting to know you better to rebuild what has been eroded. Let's go with the voyage of the soul. And also with you, Zhao. Have a great day. Thank you. Hello, Atul. How are you doing? And thank you, Kizu. Channel. Downloads, claircognizance, flashes, information, and deliver. Look, I think this is somebody who was pretty dang convinced. That person, I can't trust them. That person, I don't know if I love them anymore. It feels weird trying to, make things work. But then all of a sudden something happens and it's like, you know what? No, I need to work on this. We could have somebody that got a message via their dreams. There could also have been some sort of difficult thing that happened with family. Maybe somebody's health is failing. Maybe there's a realization that your children really need you. There's something that happens in their life that makes it clear you've got to at least try to salvage this. And it could be a message in your dreams from somebody who's passed on, because we do have the Spirits card as well. Wow. And haunting. This is saying, look, there's like energies around you that you can deal with that you haven't tried to deal with yet. There is negative energy that you can address if you actually face it. Thank you, TR. I appreciate that so much. Hello, Adrian. How are you doing? Mike, I very much so hope that you're able to work through that. Ooh, so we do have the Summon card, which is not always a good thing, especially because it's right after the Curse card, right? Haunting says Curse, Lost Souls, Eerie, Psychic Attack, Dark Force. Summon says Spell, Attract, Lure, Ritual, and Manipulation. So here's the deal. I feel like for many of you, this is a generational curse, meaning there could have been patterns that you learned from your parents or your grandparents, and these patterns have been carried throughout generations in your family. And likely contributed to relationships not being successful. You have the opportunity to break that pattern, or your partner does, because you know it's worth it and because you see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I feel like you're able to reroute those thoughts or change your perspective, work on those behaviors, your partner as well, to get to a better place. Hello, Tabana. I hope I say that right. And hello, Gary. If y'all are hoping I do some personal questions, we're getting closer to that $15 tip mark, and that's when I would do personal questions for you all. I like it, Jaybird. Ooh. This is such a positive reading. I'm so excited for you because this is really about digging deep, realizing that the answers were there all along. You, yes, are getting help from a third party, possibly a therapist, but more importantly, you're looking within. What can I do to control the controllables? What can I do to save this relationship that's important to me? And you're seeing things that you missed before. It's like when you watch a movie the second or third time and you're like, how did I miss that first time? I'm looking at you, Fight Club. And then you see it and you're like, see, now I see the details because I knew what I was supposed to be looking for. There is a shift in terms of how you and your partner recognize and see each other. And it is a beautiful shift that takes into consideration who you are authentically. Knowing yourself helps you to know your partner and helps you to love your partner. So there are better days ahead. There's a way to resolve this argument or this problem that has kind of festered in the relationship so you can bring it back, right? Oh, that's so cool, Mike. Y'all are funny. All right, this is the Pulp Tarot. Let's see what else we've got for you. Hey, well, at least I know how to spell. Don't be calling yourself a cool kid unless you actually cool. Capiche? It's false advertising and I don't care for it. What's up, Christina? How are you doing? We've got the King of Wands. This is, I know what I have to do. I know it's important to me. So I'm not going to let anybody stop me. Eight of Wands, taking action regarding the things that had caused problems in the relationship, whether that is self-sabotage or a third party. Cutting off that third party, being more communicative as far as this is what I need or this is what I want. This is what's going on, right? No, thank you, Robert. I do everything on my own. Appreciate it, though. Hey, thanks, Gabriel. Do you also like my block button? It's really cool. It's super helpful when dealing with people that are judgmental. You got so much that you could be doing with your life. Why you want to do this? Thank you, James. I appreciate you. Y'all, we are $1.30, right? Away from the $15 spot to do personal questions. Hello, Trick Shot. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but okay. What else do we have? Ooh, I like it. I like it. So we've got the Empress and the King of Swords in the reverse. Instead of letting things get to an argument where we are saying things that we might regret, we're going to speak to each other with love. If I could, oh, thank you so much, Dana. If I could teach everybody something all at the same time, what I would do is teach everybody to argue from a place of love. Are you asking questions or making comments that make it obvious that what you'd really like to do is to no longer be fighting? Or are you digging at the foundation and making it worse? Are we insulting each other? Are we throwing things from the past back at each other? This is what we're dealing with here. This relationship is improving because we have somebody that's saying, I don't want to fight with you anymore. I don't want to be focused on the past. I want to build a new life that includes a more loving energy between the two of us, right? Thank you, Laura. Y'all are awesome. So we've hit it. You guys, that means I can do some personal questions for you all. Let's just dive right in because we're already at 50 minutes, shall we? Can I have, I don't know what that means. Daniel, I like that. Stay out of the heat, people. It might melt your cheese. Oh, the guy that thinks I can be bought. Sweetheart, there's so many other places on the internet for your kind of base desires. Go find them websites. You don't need to be here. Cannot be bought. Yo, shout out to Shardy McWaffles with the name of the day. That's freaking hilarious. Okay, Larry, I'm not really sure what you're asking. You said, do I have the soulmate, please? Can you please clarify that for me? Ooh, Darcy, I'm sending you healing energy. Do you want me to ask about that, Darcy? I don't want to read you without your asking me specifically. Nice try, TR. Oh, Mike, I'm glad to hear that. Keep in mind, I do personal readings as well. My email address is in the description box. If you'd like to hit me up for a personal reading, we could get a little bit more personal. Christina's asking, does Bob want to be serious with me, even if it's not now? Does Bob want to be serious with Christina, even if it's not right now? No, he feels like there's some great incompatibility or something that just cannot be addressed between the two of you. We've got Empress in the reverse and the Temperance in the reverse. Page of Swords in the reverse. I feel like there's something he hasn't told you, and he views that as related to the block between the two of you. Hello, Ladarian, how are you doing? Hello, Ethereal Violets. I love the name. Have I already met the person I will marry? No. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, not yet. You meet this person on the heels of walking away from someone you thought was your partner. This person that you're going to marry is coming through as a Knight of Swords. I feel like they're extremely honest. But this is somebody who has some growing up to do. So that's why you haven't met them yet. They have to go through a little bit more healing. Kizu would like to know about career or any upcoming promotion. So it feels to me, Kazoo, that you're dealing with a career path or a current workplace where they're not really looking to pay more. They're not really looking to offer you more responsibility if it requires more pay. So it could indicate that they're just a little bit selfish or greedy, or they don't have the budget. But I also feel like there's a little bit of a block in terms of boss or leadership or the team There is a concern here that you've been dealing with people that don't promote your possibilities. So whether you have a job right now or not, it's time to change who you're surrounded by. I do see that there is a mentor entering your life in the near future. This is the Hermit, and this is somebody that is going to show you a better path than the one that you've been on currently. So if you have networking opportunities or you connect really well with somebody in a professional sense, make sure you have an opportunity to connect with them. So like get their business card or connect with them on LinkedIn, you know? All right, let's see. You're welcome, Ethereal. Larry is wondering if he will meet his soulmate now. Three of Spheres and the Three of Swords. I feel like, yes, Larry, you are about to meet somebody, and I think you will commiserate or you will be able to connect to each other. You have things in common pertaining to heartbreak in your past or grief in your past. The number 3 looks to be pretty important. So there actually is a chance this is somebody that you meet through an acquaintance. Hey, have you met my friend, you know, whatever, right? Hey, Troy, how are you doing? Hello, Aruhi, how are you? Safir would like to know, is the person who stopped talking to me this month the one for me? So I don't know if you saw my like shifty eyes when I read your question, but the reason I did that is because I don't believe that there is only one person in the world that you could be happy with. So jot that down. Sorry, that's a movie quote. This is saying there are a couple of people that you would be happy with, and this is one of them. The problem is this person that you're thinking about is currently in this Queen of Swords in the reverse energy, which means they're either kind of like hateful, really mad about something right now, or they're not very honest. They have growth they need to go through before they would actually be able to be in that connection with you. But the connection is there. It just needs to mature. They need to mature. Gary wants me to pick a card for him. What do we have for Gary? The Chariot. So there is something you need to get moving on, or there could be some travel in your future. And the Seven of Wands. This feels to me like you're being told, or you may have been seeing signs that now is the right time to take a trip, or now is the right time to like accelerate. So whether you're doing some sort of new project or making a change, go, do not rest. Or if you're thinking about taking a trip, maybe you feel like it's the right time to go visit somebody that you missed, or maybe you're worried about somebody. Yes, it is the right time to go visit that person. Troy would like to know if he should keep fighting for his relationship. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Feels to me like you are in need of some solitude, in need of some introspection. I would compare it to having some time that's silent. I love music. I love talking to friends. I love watching I Love Lucy. But there is something that cannot be replaced with regards to like silence, right? Just sitting with your own thoughts. And I do feel like you need a little bit of distance from this person because you've lost sight of your own path, which I think you kind of included in your question. Yes, it is time to focus on yourself. You may come back together with this person, but things are not going to go as well as they could if you don't take some time for yourself. TR, I love the question. Let's see what we got. Should I be concerned about the lack of respect that you have for the direct supervisors at work? Yes, because they're going to cause some problems. Hierophant in the reverse. Who are these jokers? Mismanagement with a capitalized M. So the Six of Pentacles is the one that came out first. And it makes me feel with those handprints that the leadership you're dealing with or the direct supervisors are pretty quick to throw people under the bus if they feel like they're going to get in trouble. And guess what? They about to get in trouble. The Tower. So things are about to hit the fan, right? There's going to be some trouble. There's going to be some people talking crap, and they may blame you, or it just might be completely awful working for them as they scramble to find someone to blame, right? There is definitely something better out there for you. Hey, Matt, how are you doing? Oh, what a sweet question. How is my dog Boone doing in the afterlife? Rest in peace, Boone. Ten of Wands in the reverse tells me that there's some sort of issue he'd been dealing with. Probably a health issue. Maybe there was a problem with being able to walk or run or move the way that he wanted to, but now that is no longer an issue. So it's like, I get to run as much as I want. I get to move as much as I want. And then we've got the Nine of Spears or the Nine of Pentacles, a sense of being happy, but eager for you to come back around. That doesn't mean you need to expedite things. Chill, enjoy life, right? But I do feel like this is also saying you might be seeing little messages from Boone. Why do I feel like this is like I'm seeing like almost like a lighthouse or a flashing light? I feel like he communicates with you through lights. Let's see, let's switch to a different deck. This is the Egyptian Tarot. You're welcome. Hello, Ernesto. How are you doing? Oh, Lee, I hope you do. Let's see what the guidance is for ERG or Ernesto. King of Swords, Sun, Death. Ernesto, there is something here that is a bit intimidating or uncomfortable that you're facing. And I do think that it has to do with whether or not you speak up or say what you need to say, whether or not you say it all. But this King of Swords is like, nah, this is the truth. It's right here. You're going to have to look at it. So speak your truth. This is something that may make others uncomfortable, but you are right about whatever this is. Sun talks about enlightenment, but also the need for the truth to actually be out there. This truth that you tell brings about a change, a metamorphosis, a transformation, a necessary change in your life. So it's important that you speak this truth. Ooh, I like that. Dana would like to know, did my mom visit me today? So there's some sort of anniversary. That's when she really made her presence known. And then we've got, I don't think it was today, but I do feel like maybe about 3 days ago there was something with the Three of Wands being in the reverse. And then we've got Judgment in the reverse. And Judgment has Anubis on it. This is, for me, it's kind of like a chuckle that says, I visit you every day. What are you talking about? I think she makes her presence known, but not every time. But she's like kind of always there. That's so sweet. She looks out for you. Hello, Shamika. How are you doing? Thank you, River Rat. Oh, I try to keep it to one question per person. Hello, is it Suzyanji? I hope I said it right. You're welcome, Dana. We got one more question. I really do feel like you will find true love, though. Not to go against my own rules, but it's important for you to believe in that. No more questions? We got Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is my favorite card, by the way, you guys. All right, I will leave it there. I love you guys. Thank you for the likes, the subscribes, and the tips. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Doodles.